That idea of building something that was mine, like making a brand around it, like that was so exciting to me. I loved it. And not that I didn't love marketing Intel chips, marketing like desserts was way more fun to me.
Hi, Kelsey.
What's up, Mark? Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too. I'm really looking forward to this.
Awesome. Me as
Big
well.
fan of cookie dough.
That's good news. That's good news. Yes. I think we've got that in common. So it's a good start. I can't wait to tell you about it.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm so curious. First, just how you got started and how you came up with the idea and where you are today.
I'm the founder and fearless leader at Doughp Cookie Dough. We're an edible, bakeable, and ridiculously tasty cookie dough company. We aired on Shark Tank in 2019, and I got like Forbes 30 under 30 just before I'm about to turn 30, so thank goodness. It's a lot of sales compared to what we used to, 30 orders a month last year, and now we're doing like, 1,500 orders a week or something. So it's it's pretty crazy, like how fast that's all changed. I'm usually like pinching myself, like, one, I run a cookie dough company. Two, how the heck did we get so big so fast? And
that's amazing.
I started in a very different world than chocolate chips with cookie dough. I was working with processor chips at Intel. I started at age 16 as an intern and worked all through my school years and every summer until becoming a full-time employee, and wound up with a 10-year career in tech at just 26 years old. Well, the career at Intel was awesome, and my like old school dad was like, stay, it's safe, you should work there forever, do not quit, it's great. I just had more of a drive to do something that could really make me feel alive. So I kind of started dabbling in just the general baking world to sell some like truffles and cakes and cookies and things like that in my early days. So really small scale, but that idea of building something that was mine, like making a brand around it, like that was so exciting to me. I loved it. And not that I didn't love marketing Intel chips, marketing like desserts was way more fun to me. And I love selling dessert. I love watching someone try something you've made. And I'm sure once the bug is bit that you're going to make something or build something of your own, like it's over. You can't work for anyone else anymore. So it was a very short amount of time before I was like, I need to go and do something else. I'd been baking vegan when I moved down to San Francisco, but I was completely vegan. So I was using butter, but leaving the eggs out. And that gave me this recipe that was not only safe to eat, but able to be baked. And I, like many people, have snuck a lot of bites of cookie dough in the kitchen, but now these recipes were like, holy cow, I can like save a whole vat of it in my fridge and eat it by the spoonful as I want over the week, and pop one or two in the oven when I want a cookie. So this was it. I was like, let's do it. And I took like $2,500 and started the company, and we were profitable by the second month. It was total grind in the beginning. As with any business trying to get off the ground, you don't really know what it's gonna become, but you just go for it. And now it's 3 years later after starting the company in 2017.
Do you have a vision statement, like what you want to become in 5 or 10 or 20 years from now? If everything worked out exactly the way you wished it would?
I would love your help on that. I think, we have a mission statement. Maybe you'll tell me this is my vision statement, but you never know. So to serve raw dough and real conversation that feeds the soul is our what I call our mission statement. I haven't put
I think that's a really good mission statement. Mission statement is really about why you exist. It's your North Star. It's not ever expected to change. There's not like, you never are supposed to, that's the difference between mission and vision. Mission, you never get there. You're always serving customers this way for the rest of the life of the company. Whereas a vision statement is more the goal, your big audacious goal out 5 or 10 or 20 years on what you want to become. And the idea is, with the vision, is that you could achieve it. You can get there. You can say, yes, that was the vision and we're here.
Is it tactical about like, to be serving blah, blah, blah in customers globally, or like, in customers' households globally? Or
I think you could, but I would make it a little more inspirational, than just a sheer number.
I love to include something about like the mental health side of that too. I was thinking like making Doughp and mental health household conversations or household topics or something like that, where we're like bridging both. You know, I really have tried to position Doughp as like, we're a company focused on breaking down stigmas around mental health and addiction recovery, and we sell cookie dough to do it. You know, it's like cookie dough is servicing this engine. We donate 1% of all of our sales to a nonprofit that provides affordable mental health care and substance abuse treatment. We've got a pledge online for the public to sign that says you'll speak up when you need help and you'll be there for a friend when they need you. We have mental health policies inside our company. I am so hyper focused on, it's not just the cookie dough for Doughp. So
it sounds like, you know, this idea around, you know, how important it is for you that you stand for people with mental illness and things. It's probably, you know, values that tie into that mission statement probably makes the most sense, you know, and things that are really personally important to you and your husband, and infusing them into the company itself will bring to life the mission statement. It'll feel more real on a day-to-day basis if they're supported by some really strong values.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. That's awesome advice. I'll take you through a little bit of like the revenue growth journey. We started with the storefront focus to try and build brand awareness and have people come in and really see what Doughp was all about. Had a store on Pier 39 in San Francisco, and then opened up one in Las Vegas. So did 150,000 in sales my first year, did $1 million my second year. With the third year, which was 2019, we did like 1.2 million. And then this year we're on track for 3 million in sales. So we had a hard pivot in November of last year to really get hyper focused on D2C and have our Vegas storefront as the flagship. We've closed down the San Francisco location. So we've got kind of one store that really sees the meat of the tourist audience that we want to hit with that, and focus on D2C. So we grew that 100x in 4 months as of April. And now some of that will get to the help I'm looking for from you on what do we do.
What percentage is then brick and mortar versus online? Most of it's online, it sounds like.
Yeah, right now, I mean, 90% of our sales are online. The pandemic was a big twist in this, right? So last year, online was less than 5% of our overall sales in the year in 2019. And the store was the bulk of that 1.2 million. So with the San Francisco and Vegas store. So now we've shifted. The store was closed for 3 months this year, as you know, with all the quarantine shutdowns. So it reopening is down around 80% year over year with just reduced traffic. You know, we aren't even telling people to come to our store. We're really focusing on order online. It's, you know, just not safe for people to be traveling right now. So we're open and it's there, but it is a very small component of it.
How did you build up the traffic online? Was it, you know, through advertising or?
Yeah, I was going door to door and knocking, and no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we did.
Listen, whatever it takes.
You never know. Yeah, get my neighborhood involved. Yeah, we did paid advertisements. So really, we've had online since I first started the company. It's like in my nature to think I shop online all the time, so I just put that as a part of our website. But I'd never put any interest or focus on like, okay, let me push some ads and figure out that world. We just had it running. So we started paid ads and moved to Shopify, which was a big difference for us versus the platform we were on before. Even as far as analytics go, just understanding like the behaviors that were happening in shopping on our site. So we really became like an e-commerce brand mid-December and started with the paid ads, and we grew up to around 60,000 in spend a month right now.
And have you raised any capital?
I've raised 1.1 million since I first started the company. The initial investment was 100,000 to be able to open up our first storefront, and then I raised 500,000 for the opening of our Las Vegas store, and the next 500 was to begin all the inventory for this e-commerce expansion and whatnot. But we're still sitting on a bit of that capital, so we've only spent around 200,000 of that last investment.
Oh wow, excellent. So you don't need any capital, or are you looking to raise more capital to grow faster, or?
Precisely that. Yeah, I think there are decisions we're making now where I'm holding back on riskier, more experimental marketing stuff because you don't want to run into, you know, getting below 200,000 in capital on hand feels like a scary place to me. So we have been more hesitant on like new experimental stuff we could be trying. Like if I got, for example, a big raise of 2 million or something, what could we do with trying out podcast advertising, go in big on influencer marketing, go big on YouTube, and just newer things that we don't have quite proven yet, where I can say, I'm comfortable putting in, you know, we're trying to get to 200,000 and spend a month on Facebook and whatnot by the end of the year. And that feels like we know how it works now. We're kind of like, okay, we get it. We could see that that's sort of like predictable return. But some of those newer areas, agency support for it to move faster as well, where like we could try and take ads in-house, but how much faster could you grow if you hire an agency that like does this, you know, every day? So I'd love your take on that world. We are certainly looking to grow rapidly, and it's not a lifestyle business. I know it's a husband and wife, but we are looking to grow for an acquisition.
What your net promoter score is?
I don't know.
There's something called a net promoter score,
Okay.
Which is basically you ask one question to your customers: how likely would you be to refer this business to a friend?
Cool.
And it's 0 to 10. And the idea being that if somebody gives it a 9 or 10, they're considered a promoter of the business.
Yeah.
And if they give you a 0 to 6, they're a detractor. And you take the percentage promoters and the percentage detractors and take the difference. And that's your net promoter score. And so if you had 70% 9s and 10s and 10% 0 to 6, your net promoter score would be 60, 70 minus 10. And that's how you calculate it.
And to every customer, you mean?
You could probably send it to every customer once. I wouldn't want to send it to the same customer more than once, but every unique customer, after maybe like a day after they receive it, or 2 days after, maybe a couple days after, to make sure they've tried the product. Then you send it out, and it's just one question. And they could also say why they gave the score. So it's score and why. That's it. So it's not onerous for the customer. It's not some long survey. It's just one question. But but you'll learn a lot about how much people love it, and if they don't, why.
When we look at really like doubling down and like getting to, $1 million plus a month in sales and, growing the company overall, do we just try to diversify what we're doing in D2C, or do we need a play in retail, like traditional grocery or grab and go or, Costco? Should we be trying to figure out like what's the right package and offering for that? Or like, hey, we could offer like this cool new thing to our online business and the margins are so much better. We already have the supply chain set up. Just like double down and grow what's working in D2C.
I definitely think this product would be a good candidate to get retail distribution. There's no question the margins would be lower, but you're taking orders in large quantity, and it's not like you're at a size online, or even will be, where it'll be so cannibalistic that it wouldn't make sense. Like, I think you're going to find that it's going to be almost entirely incremental sales. Very little cannibalization. You'll continue to grow your online D2C business, even if you put it in to all the major retail grocery chains and the Costco, BJ, Sam's Club. The best marketing for your .com is going to be to have retail distribution. When people see it out there on the shelves and they try it and they like it, and there's a card in there and it says, try these new flavors and go to the website, you're going to see probably a surge of online demand at the same time.
Cool. What's your advice on finding the right players? It's sort of like this like mysterious world that feels like it must be on a separate like planet than Earth that I can't seem to tap into. How do you find the right people and get them excited about the traction we've seen, the customers we have? Like, I'll get my net promoter score and share that out.
I seriously think that, again, the two most important things in the business, outside of the product just tasting, because whatever investor is going to try the product, and assuming that goes really well, but it's going to be net promoter score, and it's going to be your unit economics, your CAC to LTV relationship. The more you can have that buttoned up and really prove that it's a great return on investment, and then finally prove that you can scale marketing without a monumental increase in the CAC. So somebody's going to want to know, hey, listen, if I give you 2 million or 5 million or 10 million, can you put that in marketing and get that same return, the LTV to CAC, such that I'm making 3 to 4 times my money on that? Then you're done. If you can prove those things, I think you can go out and raise whatever you want to raise.
Cool. Awesome. Capital would be my last question on like how much capital does it take to grow, to the level we want to be, and how fast do we need it, I guess? What is your take on like just get the money and do it quicker, or slow grow, have a 15% net income and just keep kind of going and growing our own?
I think probably a hybrid. I think it really depends on, whether you find these veins on the marketing side. So if you saw opportunities to acquire, first of all, assuming that you prove that right now today, the lifetime value or lifetime profit is, let's call it $60 and it's 4 times your CAC, you know you're in a really good spot. Like the lifetime value is there. Then any opportunities you find to acquire customers for $15 or less, you do it. So as much as you can do, you don't have any issues technology-wise scaling because you're on the Shopify platform. You're not going to have any problems scaling likely in sort of the warehouse because you're still talking about relatively modest volumes for quite some time. It's a limited SKU set, so I wouldn't be worried about that. And then in terms of like fixed overhead and people, because the complexity of the business isn't increasing necessarily as you scale, you're not going to need a ton of people outside of like, some people in customer care. So I think you're set to scale. I wouldn't be worried about that. I would focus all my time on just A/B testing all kinds of marketing initiatives to try to see if you can find places to spend $15 to acquire a customer. I would do that all day long. That would be I'd probably spend, at least half my time focused on that.
It's a wild ride, but it's been really amazing.
Yeah, it sounds like, congratulations, by the way. This is incredible that you've gotten to where you are just in 3 years. It sounds like you're at the stage now where like enormous opportunity ahead of you, and there's no reason why this shouldn't be $100 million brand and or more, right? So the market size certainly supports it. It's such an inspiration for all the aspiring entrepreneurs out there that are doing and working their sort of day job and thinking about going out and doing their own business. And you did it. You made the move. And look, it's paid off. You're 3 years in,
back at you.
Loving life. I'm sure you never go back to corporate after experiencing what you've had here, even if it didn't work out the way you wanted, right?
We're already like the next.
You're an entrepreneur now.
In our heads about all these other ideas.
Yeah, Kelsey, I really enjoyed the conversation. I think you've done a tremendous job. You and your husband getting it to where you are right now, and I think you have an incredible opportunity ahead of you. And I wish you the best of luck. It was good talking to you.
Awesome. Onward, forward. Have a dope day, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you.